Rula Abu-Rajab is a breast cancer survivor. She joins me from Chicago. Rula, thanks for sharing your story with us. First, let me begin by asking you, what went through your mind when doctors told you you had breast cancer?
Thank you, Asieh, for including me today for the interview. I think the first thing that came to my mind when I got the phone call at work to inform me that I had stage 3 breast cancer was how am I going to keep the house open? How am I going to take care of the kids, and what is going to happen next? It's just the anticipation of the unknown, and too many questions that were not answered at the moment were extremely nerve-wracking and stressful.
At any point, did you think you're not going to make this?
Oh, multiple points. Multiple points. When you are diagnosed with breast cancer, and you again the fear of unknown and not knowing what's going to happen and how the tumor is going to react to the treatment, it puts you in a place where fear and dark, where you can't really think or plan ahead because you're in this ticking bomb of not knowing what's going to happen. There is no certainty, definitely, during the treatment, and there's always the possibility for things to go wrong, whether it's because of the treatment or the changes of the tumor itself and the characteristic, or even the side effects from the treatments.
You were diagnosed a few years ago. Tell us how you're doing today. And do you have a history of breast cancer in your family?
I'm doing great. I have been in remission for almost a year now, and I feel absolutely great. I do suffer from a couple of side effects, but those are irrelevant and easy to handle in comparison with what I have been through. Yes, to answer your question, yes, I did have a history of breast cancer in both of my parents' sides. I had multiple aunts that were diagnosed with breast cancer, and 3 of them died from breast cancer.
And Rula, what would be your advice to women who just don't go to get the screenings, they don't get the annual mammograms?
I definitely would encourage every woman to, make sure to have the screening at age of 40. I know the guidelines here in the U.S. Encourage women at age of 40 to start their mammograms, but I also don't want to exclude women that are under 40, because we have seen, I was 36 when I got diagnosed, and I've had history of breast cancer, and I found out that I had ATM gene mutation. So we need to also pay attention to the women who are outside of those age category that are being screened as of now. But definitely it all falls on us to advocate for our health and make sure that we speak to our physician, do the breast exam regularly, and definitely advocate to have the mammogram at age of 40. And if you have a history of breast cancer in your family prior to age of 40, you also need to advocate to yourself to get an MRI and be under close watch with your physician.
Rula Abu-Rajab, again, thank you for sharing your story.